Hello, welcome to I Am Attuned, and I am Michelin. I am also known as the Poetic Empath, and today I wanted to discuss the prayer activations that I provide. I wanted to just kind of explain what you are seeing, what you are feeling, what is coming through when you are listening to these prayers. So I kind of made a little list to make sure I cover everything that's going on with that. So they're called prayer activations. The reason we call them that is because the prayer is basically just setting the intention of what it is that we desire, that we're requesting from the universe, from our guides to bring into our experience. So it's basically a clear intention of what that is. Now, it's not really an asking because there isn't anything that we don't have that we need. It's more so a request of, this is what I'm calling up in myself. This is what I'm asking to myself to bring forth. It's more like it's almost like a conversation with your inner life, your inside, your unseen aspects, and kind of coming into a oneness and a clarification of this is where we're heading. This is the direction of our experiencing. This is what it's going to be. And so yes, and so then the activation is also the action of this happening, the energetic transitioning and movement and integration of those intentions into our energetic body, which is then supported through, as it integrates with ourselves, it's supported through clarity in our minds, things, energetic blocks clearing from our body, releases, emotional as well as physical. It's a lot of ways it shifts. Perceptions, there's many ways that moves. So I wanted to talk about what it is. Also, I wanted to talk about the sounds. Okay, so what is happening in that energetic conversation is the shifting. Okay, so it's like laying the groundwork for what's coming. Okay, it's like almost like I almost want to call it like a spiritual surgery sometimes, because that's a level of adjusting and tweaking that is happening. It's happening within your chakras. It's happening on a cellular level. It's happening in your actual like expression of your being. It's hard. This is very difficult to explain. Basically, it's the energy expression of that change happening. So it's attuning you to your prayer request. You're being attuned to whatever it is that the intention was, making sure that you are in alignment in your energy body, because your energy, energy is everything. Like, everything's energy. So you're all of you, your emotions, your thoughts, your physical body that seems solid is just energy. Different levels of density and a different expression. Like, basically 2 flowers can look totally different. So a flower and a rock, like, those are energy. So those are expressions of energy. Our creative source, the creator, is energy. Like, we come from energy. So it can vary in frequencies and density. And when we're doing these activation, the sound that you hear from the universal tongue, that sound is the energy that we are pulling and activating and tweaking. That is what you're hearing. So there's repeated sounds. A lot of times that's like raising the frequency of something within your body, usually alignment of your chakras. The songs, the inflections you hear, those are also frequencies. It's like, I feel like if you could energetically watch what's happening, that it would look like a rainbow. Like, that's how I feel, because in my understanding, as spirit has been clarifying with me exactly what's happening, it is basically like a rainbow. And it's like all these different rays of energy flowing into the body and just changing and adjusting. And okay, we're going to shine light on this, and then we're going to lift the frequency. We're going to, dissolve this density here, like with this white light. Like it just feels like that there's so much more to the conversation of what's happening during the activation than you can see. It's just so much. So when the activation happens during the prayers, you may feel some things, you may not, depending on your level of sensitivity. However, regardless of whether you do or not, you will, within that week, if you're open to that process, it will unfold different experiences and changes for you. So let's see, talked about the sounds, yeah, the alignment. Okay, yeah, in the cellular level. Okay, so yeah, the word activation is being used as a way to bring understanding basically to what's happening. Your body is being activated to the alignment of the intention. Okay, so some of the changes that you experience, they may be more of a cellular change. A lot of times, if what the issue at hand has to do with something to do with like genetics of what your family line is carrying through the epigenetic experience and understanding, then those things will be deeper. Usually they'll have a deeper release, and you you will not mistake that experience. So basically it's an acceleration. This whole thing is an acceleration of the clarifying of your energy. That's the way it's been explained to me, as I'm learning, as I have learned, basically, obviously at this point, have learned what that interaction is of the sounds, and how we go about the process of calling up these transitions. So yeah, let me see if there's anything else I wanted to touch on. Yeah, we talked about basically that in the prayer, the sounds you hear are adjusting your frequency, attuning you to what you actually desire to experience. After the prayer, we usually discuss what happened during the prayer, because I will have a story, basically be like a story that'll unfold within my experience as the channel of this energy, because I am just the vessel that is using to, or the vehicle that's being used to send this energy out into the world, to you, to this situation. It's like if you could imagine that there's a grid around, an invisible grid around us in all of this space that we call air, and everything has its attachment to the grid. And when you send out an energy and emotion, these tones, they reverberate through the grid, and they touch every part that is applicable to the experience. So say you're praying about an experience instead of a healing, then instead of you just being impacted, all of the pieces that go with that experience will be touched, adjusted, aligned. And sometimes, you know, those changes, they can be unpredictable, because sometimes we don't know that things need to go, and we're not aware of them until it's brought to our attention, or something changes. And or sometimes we knew but we didn't do it. So it's like, well, this is the opportunity for you to get that nudge that you need, and to be supported in that change, because we are definitely completely supported by all of our beautiful, wonderful universe and beings, ancestors, angels, etc., that surround us and assist us. So this is basically like saying, let's get this done. So then the prayer, and then the activation within you, and then your frequency, you send out changes. Everything around you that needs to be impacted by that change will change. That's basically the process, and energetically, of what the experience is. Okay, so I think that it is a good time for us to be sharing these kinds of gifts. I definitely was led to go ahead and offer a service. I wanted to do something to help people in a way that was delightful to me. I do love energy work, and this allows me to reach into any and every place with my energy and make important changes. And important just to one person is important to me. So that's a beautiful thing, to be able to be a vessel of light in this way. It's definitely like an honor and a pleasure, again. So I have been looking for a way to have an experience with people where, on a personal level, like where I felt like that, maybe what I know or what I have or have attained so far can, impact someone. And this is the way that that manifested for me so far, and it is still changing and shifting. There is a thing going on with the songs where there's gestures and dancing and stuff coming into it. It's just very interesting. So y'all probably see me posting about that soon, either on YouTube or IG. I know that's coming. I don't know when, but I know it's coming, because that singing is not just singing. It is other musical forms as well. So it's just very interesting, and it's just a beautiful thing to be able to like share. Because all I really think of it, honestly, is sharing. That's all I can do. Like, I have perspectives I can share. Maybe that'll be what someone else is looking for, and they can take their life to another level. Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't know. You don't know. But it's a beautiful thing to interact with people. So I'm going to really enjoy offering these services. I have already, and still do all the time for friends and family, do these activation prayers. So, and it's been very interesting watching how that unfolds. So that's pretty awesome. Okay, so that covers what I wanted to say. Watching these interactions occur with people, and then also within myself, because I also definitely use it on my journey as well. You know what I'm saying? I'm not in a place where it's like, oh, everything is just flawlessly beautiful and there's no need to do anything. I don't know if I'll ever reach that place, because I really like helping people. I really like being available as a channel. It is, again, it's fun for me. It's fun. And I like to have little quirky experiences, so who knows. But I'm definitely excited to see where it's going. Anyway, thank you so much for your time, and I will see you in the next now, whenever that is. Have a great, blessed life till then. Gotta work on my closing. I want to say peace, infinity.